there are mods you can do on PC, but I don't necessarily think they're supposed to be online mods like that. Or if they are, they're not supposed to be in a regular lobby. So it's just kind of annoying because like it always just like variously affects your gameplay one way or another. So like earlier there was just no traffic on the road, which is, I mean, it's not the biggest complaint, but it's like that's not how the game is supposed to be played. I assume somebody did that. And then just now while I was waiting for you, I was just like sitting on my bike or like in my car, just like driving around, and then I looked up into the sky, and there was what appeared to be an Avengers helicarrier in the sky, and I'm pretty sure that's not in the game.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was literally just watching Avengers for the first time in several years. The first one with the helicarrier. Yeah. And yeah, it can definitely. I know a helicarrier when I see one, and I know that is a Disney property. So, definitely not supposed to be in Grand Theft Auto.
No, I mean they have a lot of like wild stuff in this game that they've added, but yeah.
Okay. What would you say if to a 10-year veteran of Grand Theft Auto, or as a 10-year veteran of Grand Theft Auto, to someone who was there in the beginning, and then just like their dad left to get groceries and didn't come back?
So when it comes
what
to the
do I need
general,
to know about my grown-up child that is Grand Theft Auto?
It's very different. Campaign-wise, everything's the exact same. When it comes to online, it's almost an entirely different game at this point. Because, at least at the time that I know we were playing last, I don't even think the heists were in the game, were they? Like the regular, actual Rockstar heists?
I think the heists were like literally just introduced. Because didn't the heist come out like around like shortly after it got ported to Xbox One type stuff?
Something like that, yeah.
Which again is insane because that's like 2.5 generations ago now.
And it's funny because like when you put it like that, this game was, the online at least, when you look back at how it was when it started, it feels like a very incomplete game. Like there was like stuff you could do, yeah, you could buy cars and you could do races and shit, but like it just felt very incomplete. And as I'm playing it now and I'm getting back into online, it feels like a more full game. This is also not where I wanted to set my GPS to be honest. I think this is where I'm going.
Why are we going there?
It's just my apartment.
What are we doing about it? Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I figure we'll just start this in my apartment. I mean, this is basically already started.
But yeah, no, speaking of like which, like in terms of the completeness and stuff, I think it just says a lot about how I mean, the game still has held up just so freaking well that like,
yeah,
there's very few games and very few like, you know, products, software or otherwise where you can take something and it's still a really enjoyable experience from the get-go, but then 10 years later it's been added and built upon the way like, you know, Rockstar did with this, and even again like Fortnite too for that matter. I mean we talked about this over text the other day, but like it is actually, you know, I think people forget that Grand Theft Auto, I feel like kind of did it before Fortnite did, where this live service game where they don't change the game. It's the same game the whole time with just stuff added to it.
Yeah, but it's not like so much where it's like unfathomable to play, you know, like it's not overwhelming to get into, but I go into it now and I'm like, right. Oh my god, there's actually
it's
stuff
not intimidating
to do.
This game, it's just really to me so impressive that because this was still a 2013 game and it generally looked this good, and when you look at a lot of games that are coming out now, like they don't look much better than this. Oh
no. Or, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, there's so much expectation for GTA 6 for, I mean, a lot of different reasons. But, like, graphically, I'm not really expecting that much, to be honest. Like, I mean, yes, it's been forever, so there's kind of no excuse for it to look like dog shit. But it's like, honestly, if it looks like Red Dead 2, maybe a little bit better, I can't complain. Honestly. Like, it's, like, games have started looking so good. Sometimes, and sometimes, like Star Wars Outlaws, for example, it looks like it came out 5 years ago. But even that, like, I don't complain about the fact that it looks like a 5-year-old game, because 5 years ago I would have still been impressed. So it's like I still look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's great.
I mean, I don't know if when the last time you looked at. Oh yeah, we're zooted.
We're buzzing right now.
No, but like, and that's a crazy thing too. Is like, yeah, games 5 years ago. I mean, do you remember Batman Arkham Knight?
Dude, I was just thinking about. I was watching stuff from it yesterday. Yesterday, I was watching a TikTok of someone fighting in it, and I look at it. It's revolutionary. And then you play.
It's insane
Suicide Squad,
how
and it does
good
not
that
look the
game
same.
looks. It's
Yeah,
insane
9
how
years
good
old.
that game looks, and and that was 2 years in, because we know like definitively like generally the longer a generation goes on, the better developers get at maximizing and optimizing the games for it. But actually, and I think that is another point. But it's just insane how good that game looks, and it's like, but it is a single player game, right? So it's like, and I think a lot of people, I guess, kind of underestimate how hard it is to make a game really pretty, but also multiplayer, also in a big world. And I think we're just getting to a point where you can get like single player campaign fidelity in multiplayer now. And at the end of the day, the experience has to come first, and like the world has to come first, because what's a good looking, there's plenty of good looking games, but there's plenty of good looking games that are really boring to play too. Like
I'm gonna throw an intro in here real quick. That'll be like 5 minutes into the video at least. Hi, I'm Nick. That's Matt, who was just talking. That's about it. That's the only intro you're gonna get. We're playing Grand Theft Auto, and by we I mean me. I'm streaming it to him. He's gonna be backseat directing me to some degree.
I'm being cucked. He's was not cucked by choice.
Yeah, he absolutely begged me to get in the shower. Grand Theft Cuck.
Grand Cuck Auto?
Maybe.
Grand Cuck.
The thing is about this, I would work on my outfit, but honestly, it just kind of looks, it's just kind of dressed like me.
Okay, I like that outfit definitely better than the other outfit.
All right, I'll put on the Manor Dim. Let's see if I have any other
Manor Dim.
Because it's fall today. Happy fall. So I gotta see if fall. It's all right, I guess. Casino.
He's been working out.
It's not bad. Has he? He's.
I don't know. He looks pretty fit for.
He's pretty cut. He doesn't have like ab definition. He's a little hairy. You could use a trim, but
But
same.
Okay, wow, you did not have to call me out like that. Okay, literally, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm getting to a point where this is my build now, like IRL, and I'm really happy with it. But you just shit on his body hair, so I'm a little hurt, because like literally that's the way my body hair is.
Dude, it's still not much compared to my body hair. I'm a filthy animal. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think of ways this can go, like passive things to do. And I have this one thing I did once, and I won't really get into what it is outside of the name of it. What?
We're gonna keep it a mystery then, is what you're saying.
To some degree.
Until we get there.
Well, there's not necessarily anywhere to get. I'm gonna drive around for a bit and just call out if you spot a pickup truck anywhere.
I can do that.
For just a quick little game of passenger pickup.
What kind of passenger might this be?
I'm not telling you anymore.
Okay. All right.
But I will head
Lester.
up north.
I forgot Lester.
Ish. Oh yeah, no, Lester's a thing. Let's see. This mission here, this Ron one, the drug wars. I was playing them on PS5. It's like a contact mission sort of thing you can do. It's fine, because that's the thing, right? They've added, so there's different things you can do. Because there's like this one, the Smuggler's Run, and it shows like you have the property hangar, and then there's this one that needs the bail office, for example. And those are like the properties that you can buy online on the foreclosure website. I don't know if you've seen this.
I haven't been on GTA Internet in probably
the little
11
middle finger
years. It's
cursor.
Insane that they built a whole internet.
Right?
Like, if you think about this technically. Anyways,
but,
sorry.
Yeah, so these are just like things that you would get, and you can do different missions with them, but you have to like buy the properties first. And I guess that's kind of where like the payment comes in their microtransactions, where you have to buy enough money to get this, but then you unlock like a whole set of missions which all earn you kind of that money back. So kind of it's like a decent cycle, but I just haven't bought any money, as you can see by my measly finances. But I'm looking at this one, and it doesn't.
I have to say, I think it's pretty cool though that I mean, you still have to spend real money, but at least it's not spending the money on
cosmetics.
Like, it's not just a microtransaction, right? Because you buy the property with real money, but then you also get gameplay experiences because of it. So it's actually just like DLC, basically, just very indirect.
Well, yeah, it is basically DLC, except there's just a lot of it, so it feel like you have a lot of choice
Why is
in
there
how
so
you
much
want to do
yelling?
it. We probably don't want to know. Oh God, okay, yeah, I can't afford all of this. I'm just getting a nightclub.
looks
I didn't
sick,
know
though.
that this one's free.
You can't do a nightclub and not do the light rig, so...
Well, I mean, I physically can't afford it. It's fucking $88,000.
So, are you gonna have literally no lights? Is that what
I
we're
don't
doing?
know. We'll find out. This doesn't really sound good around me.
Yeah,
no, this-
you're definitely in the middle of something.
Let's.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
take a look. I'm just gonna die before I get out of it. Okay. Yeah. No. This is
Oh.
just a dude. Just a dude starting
Alright,
shit. So
collision.
let's
Yeah,
bail
collision
out for a
insurance
second
for
there.
All right.
Okay. So back to getting a nightclub. I guess I'll do that on my laptop in the garage. I went from
Where do
passenger
you
pickup
kill-
to nightclub.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, yeah. So we're not looking at. Are we picking up a passenger, or are we buying a nightclub, or are we? Being
We can
Matt Damon and
absolutely
buying
do
a
both.
zoo?
Both can happen. Let's see. Do I need?
Including
I
the
don't.
zoo.
I don't need any. I don't need to spend $33,000 on a name. Tony's Funhouse. I don't really want a
It's
nightclub called that
IP,
anyway.
dude. Yeah, that sounds so creepy.
So we'll go with Omega. Storage. Oh, there's storage.
Wow, that looks like a
$395,000 for a floor. Holy hell! All right, so one floor it is. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Any garage? Nope, can't afford that either. Cool. Dancers. All right, well that I'm gonna have to shell out a little bit. $213,000. Two
Okay,
boys.
let's not act like they're not going to get paid by the people, by the patrons.
That's what
We
I'm
don't need to pay
saying.
them.
I don't need to be paying them. That's
All
This is
right.
why I don't run a strip club.
Screw this business.
Okay. Can I at least? Oh my!
This is
everything's
why I
so
left the
expensive.
game.
All right, fine. Fuck it. Yeah, looks great to me. What am I doing?
Yeah. Oh, you do have some lights. Okay.
It
I was worried.
won't let me buy it. Hello.
Mm,
Okay. All right. Never mind then. Passenger pickup it is.
passenger pickup it is. That answers that question. Man, what I wouldn't do to get a garage like this one day. Not even
Right.
all the cars. I don't need this many cars. That's stressful. But like,
Oh yeah.
But
No, just
a
to have the
garage like
space to
this?
do stuff.
yeah, like to go on my laptop.
Yeah,
enough
to go
space
on the
for that
laptop
stuff.
that I also have one upstairs. Okay,
No,
so
but it's just not the same when you don't do it in the garage, you know.
all right, so I'll go.
All right,
up
so we're going
to
north.
Sandy Shores ish. We probably don't have to go that far to get a pickup, but that's what
I
we're
feel
going to be
like-
hunting for.
Watch us run into one like. Okay.
That
Let's
would be
see here.
insanely
I gotta
convenient
keep my
if we
eyes
do.
peeled.
Yeah, I mean, if we miss it, it's not the end of the world. I'll catch it in the edit and laugh at us later.
Oh,
That was a clean turn. That's why I picked this car, honestly, is because when I was playing the campaign, I started driving around in this car, and it's really good. Like, it's not like a supercar, but it's quick, and it handles in a way where it's, like, not fishtailing all over the place as I immediately overshoot the turn.
fishtail. Yeah.
Let's see. So,
Wait, is that a pickup? Nope.
No, that was just an old
That was a
convertible.
flat car.
So, part of the reason you're here today is because you watched Dune 2 yesterday. Twune, as I was referring to it.
So
And,
okay, wait, whoa, let's back up. Are we calling it Tune or like Twune? Because if we look at how we spelt it, it's Twune.
I was thinking about that earlier. I don't have a preference. I mean, Tune is like,
Because if it's Twune, then we got to do. I mean, if it's Tune, then it's TWON.
yeah. So no, it would be Twune.
Or we could do Twune, but then put an umlaut over
Ooh,
the
we could do an
U.
umlaut.
I
Yeah,
feel like that would really like sophisticate it,
I think so.
class it up. Anyways,
But
yeah.
yeah, so you saying that you were watching it piqued my interest because when I watched it a couple months ago, basically I waited for it to come out on streaming because I just didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters, which
Okay, so you
I'm
did
sure
see
would
it in
have
the theater,
changed
okay.
it. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
gotta be honest, I was very disappointed. Compared to all the hype
Oh.
that it received, I was very, very disappointed in what I actually watched. And I was curious
Yeah.
if you felt the same.
So, okay, so I gotta preface this because with the first one, because the first one came out. I'm gonna try to multitask and see and talk at the same time, which is gonna be a struggle. But the first one came out, and there was like an immeasurable amount of hype around it.
Yup.
Like I felt like just it coming out before people saw it. It was just the fact that they were adapting Dune, and Dune is like, I guess this notoriously. Oh,
it's okay.
O'Reilly's Auto Parts is where you're gonna need to go. Anyways, so like, I don't know what it is, and maybe it's because I'm like born to be a hipster. What the fuck, dude? Use your blinkers.
I know, right?
Okay. Anyways, maybe I'm born to be a hipster, but like basically, I think just the amount of hype it received to me almost made me want to watch it less.
Yeah.
And less and less. And so basically, I put off watching the first one till this year as well. And, you know, I was prompted by the fact that Dune 2 was coming out.
I think I did the same. I think I only watched the first one after the second one came out.
Right. So, like, I already went into it because, and it was already, so my experience watching the first one was tainted by the hype of the first one, but then also the hype of the second one. Because then there became this caveat that when people started talking about the first one, they were like, yeah, but, you know, it was really just set up for the second one. And I had that kind of mindset before I even watched the first one.
Correct.
So, already there's a lot of things kind of wrong, I guess maybe with how this movie was like kind of propositioned to me. But I kept a very open mind and like with a lot of time and distance from their original one coming out. You know, and a lot of excitement around the second one. I went in very just realistic and like cautiously optimistic because I was like, I mean, it's not often you find like, you know, you get to watch a new IP lately. Like, you know,
exactly.
I mean, how many original movies are coming out that you can point to?
And it's sad that
you know,
our idea of new IP
biopics.
is it's an adaptation of a book, so it's not really even that new. Or like it's not like fresh
Absolutely. IP. That's not a pickup truck.
No, but it'll help me pick this. Wait a minute, that's a pickup truck.
Is that a pickup truck? Motherfucker.
Actually, I'm going to use this to bring that back to the city.
Thank God we got this helicopter. Now we could see that pickup truck. Anyways, so long-winded kind of prologue there, but basically, so I watched the first one, and I watched it, and honestly, I think kind of not even really being 100% sure about any of the details made it so that when I did watch it, I actually really liked the first one. And but I think not because it was, honestly, it wasn't that entertaining to me, but the world building was really good. And the acting was good, you know, like I wasn't blown away. I was just really impressed with the world and like how lived and everything felt. And so I got really kind of opened up to the idea of like, okay, well, if this was just the first one and you know, it truly is just introducing stuff, which literally that's all it did. And in one sense, as a movie, as like an individual film, I would say it was not great just because it just a very, to me, very like unsatisfying film to watch. But as a two-parter, I was very comfortable with it. And I was like, cool, I'm very comfortable with what this is. So fast forward, I go to watch Twune. Yeah, like the hype is unreal. My friend is telling me it's you know, this is all the payoff. This is why. This is what it's all for. And like, my God, like,
where was it?
I mean, I don't know what, I don't know. Like, it just wasn't there.
Exactly.
Like, and I definitely think, one, I will say seeing it in a movie theater would definitely change the experience. And there's very few movies you watch and you're like, this movie would be better for seeing in a movie theater. Like, you are missing
it's a whole spectacle.
Right. But with that said, I have a pretty nice home theater set up. I have a proper surround sound set up with like Dolby Atmos and all that stuff. I've got a big OLED TV. I think I've got my bases covered still. And regardless, it doesn't make up for the fact that like, yes, visually at times was a spectacle, but it did not compel me. Like, I wanted to be invested in these characters, and the movie wants you to be invested in Timothy and Chalamet.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And Chani, Laurel Chaney,
Miss Zendaya,
Miss Daya, and her RBF, and which she's really good at. It's incredible how much she like looks. She just does this stanky face so good. But
right?
anyways, I felt like the movie wanted me so badly to be invested, and I feel like I should have felt invested, but because I watched 5 hours worth of film. Is this?
I don't know if this is someone's personal vehicle, but I can't get into it.
So we can't break into cars? Is this not Grand Theft Auto?
Especially it's open top, so why can't I get into it? All right, well.
Haha, nice. I was
Actually,
gonna say heads up.
You got lucky because this
I
person has a nicer car than you. I like their color better.
I think wouldn't it be more efficient to helicopter to a pickup truck?
Maybe, but it's too late for that.
Drive.
Helicopter's gone.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, I just felt like the movie really, really wanted me to be invested in.
It didn't give you anything to be
these
invested
relationships. Right, like they're just, I don't know, like again, like Timothy Chalamet becoming the chosen one. Like, don't get me wrong, he did some cool stuff, but kind of nothing that anyone else didn't do except for towards the end.
Yeah.
When he used like the voice, and I guess his balls dropped because he started yelling in a deeper voice.
Yeah.
Like,
he yelled at his mom.
But the rest of the movie, and by the way he talks to his mother, Jesus Christ.
Disrespectful.
So disrespectful. Like, he just really, honestly, the way he treats women in his life in general is pretty shit.
Facts.
If you think about it. But yeah, like I just there was nothing there, and I just don't understand. Like, you know, I don't know if people get blinded by the star power, or maybe people want to be invested so badly that they, you know, they give themselves a reason to be invested purely out of desire, as opposed to like actual time spent getting to know these characters. And honestly, I'd say that's one of the flaws of the first one too. And it's just a bummer because, again, I think the first one was 2.5 hours flat about, and then this one was about 2 hours 40 minutes or 2 hours 15 minutes. And I mean, 5 hours is a lot of time that
for nothing
you
to
could
happen.
spend in a lot of. Oh my Jesus!
Hello, sir.
That is impressive neck strength. That your neck isn't broken. Also, safe car.
Yeah, not bad.
Just top safety pick. In any case, yeah, like I don't know if there's just a lot of desire to get invested, but you know, just saying it out loud now, like this is the first time I am. It's just like, yeah, 5 hours is a really long time to spend with that you could spend with a lot of other characters, and you'd fall in love with characters, and they haven't really done anything to make me want to root for Paul Atreides.
When you put it like that too, it's interesting, right? Like if you imagine 5 hours of watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's like the attachment that you grow to all these characters. Are you kidding me, officer? All I did was cut you off, bro. But yeah, like the attachment you grow to those characters in the amount of time that you do it, kind of feels like it leaves no excuse for me to watch so much Dune, and for me to just really not give a shit by the end of it.
Right, and honestly, I think Avatar: The Last Airbender is actually an incredibly apt comparison, because I think it's another story that just throws you into this really lived-in, really well-built, and really full world of characters and culture, you know, and lore and all that stuff. In a very similar way, again, I think that's Dune's greatest strength is the way it built this world. That you you don't even question, like, you don't even question the world you live in. That's saying that, you know, and that's it is so impressive. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's just such an interesting letdown to have to have the characters be the weakest point when you could build such a interesting world for them to live in. You know, yeah, it's just it's I don't know. I guess the best way I could put it is I'm bummed.
And that's exactly how I felt, because like
it's a lot of time. Like
Yeah.
I just almost felt like I wasted a little bit of time. Like
100%.
Which is
because
not a
for
good
me,
feeling.
there's a lot of things that I'm looking for in movies, and again, it's like watching Dune. You're not watching it for laughs, obviously, but the fact that there's someone, I was listening to a podcast and someone just mentioned it briefly. There's no levity in the movie whatsoever, like either of them. There's not a single point where it's like you as an audience member like chuckles. You know, like there's no like none of the characters like crack a joke here or there, you know, or if they do, it falls as flat as their character development to the point where it's like I just don't care. And so it's like, again, like it feels like they're very one-dimensional, and in that regard, listen, I know everyone loves Timothée Chalamet. I know like people are obsessed with him. I'm not that big of a fan of him as an actor. I mean, like he's fine, but again, like I feel like Dune's the perfect example where like there was so much world building, like what you said, and it really like sucks you into this universe, and you're interested to see what happens to the universe itself. But Paul just seems like a dude. Like he just kind of seems like they just put like a regular American guy in all this other situation and then make him the chosen one. And it's like it doesn't feel that substantial. Like he doesn't feel like that dramatic or that fascinating of a character outside of like what he becomes via his mother, essentially. So it's like it makes his mother a cooler character, but then we see
honestly
nothing of her. I don't want to say nothing, but
almost like every again, just thinking about it now, I almost feel like the Fremen are a little boring.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like they exist. They exist for a purpose. I understand that, and they drive the plot forward. But like, I almost feel like outside of the Fremen, almost every other character is legitimately like more interesting than our main character, and
100%.
It's not in a way that like, you know, you think Halo and Master Chief, right? Like, you know, especially in the games, for the longest time, Master Chief is this very flat character, and the idea is like, you know, he's a husk that you get to kind of put yourself in.
Yeah.
But this isn't a game, and clearly that's not what they're attempting to do with Paul. Like he's not a vessel for the audience to experience this through. So the fact that he's so damn boring, is just kind of it's a failure, I'd say, of the writing, and you know, I'm sure based on, you know, how people have talked about, you know, the faithfulness of these adaptations, like I'm sure that you know, that's inherent in the book as well, inherited from the book, I should say.
Yeah.
And one other thing I just want to add to Paul Atreides too, it's like, you know, like I mean, I didn't go to film school, right? Like, but I think a common thing, if you kind of well, that's very convenient.
If only it was a pickup truck.
Yeah, not a pickup. It's technically a really long one, but
yeah, it won't serve our purpose though.
No, it won't. But I think the, you know, you hear show don't tell, right? Like when it comes to writing and whatnot.
Yes, yeah, you're getting to a point I wanted to make.
So let's see if we 100% align here. But like, I have been told for 5 hours that Paul Atreides is the one, and I've not been convinced by the actions or anything prior to the very end of, well, to when he drinks worm piss, but basically the end of the movie. So after 5 hours, they've done nothing to lead up to Paul Atreides being the one, other than saying Paul Martib, and then he's the one.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue
it's
with
just
it.
Insane.
Is you literally do not see any of the cool things happening on screen, right? Like,
no.
Like him, you know, he has to go through like the journey through the desert. I remember, right? And I was like, okay, cool. I'm curious as to how he's going to navigate that. And then you don't see it. You see Zendaya come up, tell him what to do for half a scene, and then it just cuts. And we're supposed to assume that it happened. And then like learning to ride a worm, like we don't see any of his training. So then when the dude shows up and he's like, he's like, don't embarrass me, you know, don't embarrass my training. I'm like, I wouldn't know because I didn't fucking see any of it. So it's like, there's no stakes here. There's no context for me to be.
Yeah, you don't have any pride
by.
because you didn't invest any time, so you're not worried for Paul either.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also, I just want to point back to the Zendaya thing. Like, so the one scene they have of him, you know, going out on his own to, you know, traverse the desert to become friendly and learn the way of life, yada, yada, yada. Like, the one thing, too, the worst part about it is fine. If they want Zendaya to kind of step in and like, teach him something, why do you have to teach him the one thing he did in the other movie?
Exactly.
Literally.
He should already know how to do it.
Shown. And then she's like, you're not doing it right. Well, he would have been eaten by a worm already then. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, logically, it kind of doesn't really work. But then also, they could have, you know, used that as an opportunity to show literally anything else. But instead, they have to do this thing that looks like synchronized rollerblading.
Yeah.
And then cut away from it.
And again, it's just for how long the movie is. It is such an issue to me where it's like, if this movie is going to be this long, justify it. Because again, it's like, I understand it is visually impressive. The VFX in that movie are top of the line. I can't complain about it in the slightest.
They're amazing.
But to me personally, I feel like if you're like, spectacle without substance is very pretentious, and it's
called Transformers.
But at least there's like half substance because there's there's fun to be had. But it's like all of everything in Dune.
Tell that to the last 4 of them.
Well, that's true, but it's so frustrating because, like, for example, Skarsgård, Pennywise, whatever his character's name was in the movie, like they have the whole scene where he's like in the Gladiator thing, and he's like, you know, he's built up to be this big tough villain, whatever, and then he just gets
which of the Harkonnens are we talking about?
The one who's not Dave Bautista.
Oh, Elvis Harkonnen.
Yeah, Elvis. Yeah, the one they introduced in this movie and then killed off at the end of this movie, because it's like that to me is so frustrating. Because how are you gonna set this guy up to be like this big bad? He's so tough. He's such an evil piece of shit. And I'm like, okay, cool, that'll be fascinating. And then, like, the one conflict that he's in with the main character, he dies. Because, like, at that point, it just feels like, okay, so it's plot armor. It doesn't feel substantial. He doesn't feel like he's good at anything.
And like, again, going back to you mentioning this, justifying that runtime, right? Like, so I think a simple thing that might have helped, not solved, but he should have been introduced in the first scene of that movie.
Yes.
So then, basically, now you get to leverage the runtime, and the payoff at the end of the movie is that you have this character now that you've seen introduced. You know they're likely going to go head to head at some point because, you know, nothing happens by accident. You don't just introduce these characters by accident. And basically, now you have this character lingering in the background. You're like this anticipation, this kind of anxiety that knowing that this is going to come to a head at some point involving this guy. You know, do it at the beginning of the movie, then that legitimately would leverage the runtime. That would benefit from the runtime. And then cut away back and forth. And, you know, like kind of like they wound up doing, to basically lean on that runtime and actually create a feeling of anticipation, a feeling of dread, and you know, of these characters meeting. But this, like, half of Elvis Presley Harkonnen's character was developed. And I mean, also he was a very flat character. Like, let's be real. Yep. But even then, that would have been fine because then, you know, his purpose would have been served if they made you fear him. But they didn't give you enough time to fear him.
And they didn't add stakes to it. Like if Paul lost that fight, and then like that's something that's built to in the next movie, it's like, okay, well obviously he's gonna have to win at some point, but how's he gonna do it? Because he just got his ass kicked. Like, give us something. Right. But it's like he just shows up like he's this big bad, and then he's proven to immediately not be that bad. How am I supposed to give a shit? How are you making me care? Because it's like the entire time I'm waiting for something to happen, and suddenly it's 2.5 hours in, and I'm like, wasn't something supposed to happen in this movie? Like what have I been waiting on this entire time? And it's at that point where I realize, like, oh, there's gonna be a Dune 3. Let me just go fuck myself. Like you can't.
Yeah, there's no reason to get invested because you know that none of the payoff's gonna happen here. Or like,
Yes.
but that you can't use that excuse for 2 movies in a row. Like you just can't.
Exactly.
You
It's
can't
like
say
you
this is
can't make
setting
the
up.
first movie setup for the next movie. Like just yeah, it completely
Yeah.
removes the substance to me, and it just
It-
I was very disappointed because again, like visually it's cool to look at, but I'm like, sure I'm looking at
also
some
it's-
cool
it's-
shots, but nothing's happening.
Knowing that it's a setup too also makes it so it's just, I mean, you're consciously having a harder time getting invested because you know that the payoff isn't going to be in the movie you're watching.
Yeah.
And that's why I was really glad that for the first movie I was able to kind of suspend my disbelief a little bit and just kind of get immersed into it. And then I was actually like pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh wow, this was actually really good. You know, I mean, the payoff at the end wasn't there, but I can fully appreciate that, you know, this might just be a 2-part story and, you know, kind of like Empire Strikes Back. Like, yeah, obviously without the bookend of Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back is a really unsatisfying movie.
But
in
even the thing with
context-
Empire that's interesting is like it ends on an L, right? It's kind of the same thing as like Avatar Season 2. It ends with your main characters as down and out as they could possibly be. So you have a reason to look up towards the next movie. But I feel like Dune,
Right.
I'm just like, okay, all right. So like where did we
Yeah.
get from minute 1 to minute fucking how many minutes were in 2 hours
200.
and 4 like come on. Like it's just at that point like nothing is happening to such a degree where I don't even care about what happens next. Because again, like
Yeah.
it feels like there's no stakes. Like it feels
Yeah.
like it's all just happening to Paul because it has to happen. But like why? I'm not getting an answer as to why. I'm not getting told why I should care about him as a character. And it's like I don't know. Again, it all just felt like it rubbed me the wrong way because of the fact it took so long to get essentially nowhere. I cannot believe I have not found a single pickup truck.
And, you know, I think just a good way to close it off, I think, really is that ultimately all this is still just underpinned by the fact that they didn't do anything to get you invested in these characters. Or they tried,
Yeah.
but, you know, it didn't, you know, I'd say they failed. And ultimately, I think it's, again, when you look at how much time we spent with these characters before they were relevant to moving the plot forward, like, it's a very small amount of time before, you know, and for, again, going back to leveraging runtime to kind of circle back and close this whole thing off, is like they had so much runtime, and there's no excuse for us to not be in love with these characters, and yet somehow they managed to drop the ball, especially because I have to say, like, Oscar Isaac's character, Paul Atreides' dad, which, by the way, there's no way they could be related, but
Facts.
I don't know who they were trying to convince, but like, I would have loved to spend more time learning about him. He seems super cool. Like, again, every one of these characters in the House of Atreides sounded like they had a really, really interesting, like, kind of backstory. And if you're going to do this thing where everything is a setup, I think there should have been a whole movie dedicated as a prologue, like, prequel movie to Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Right? Or Part 1. And then, because then you follow Paul, and you're not even invested in Paul. That's fine. You know, and I feel like sometimes a movie doesn't even want you to be. It wants you to be invested in, like, just the principle of, you know, preserving the House of Atreides and the pride and stuff like that. And, like, which I could kind of understand. And there was that's almost the only thing that I got emotionally invested in. Like, you know, him wearing his father's ring, and having the Emperor kiss it at the end of Part 2. Like, that was a move, because it's just, you know what that ring means. But, like, it's not, and you know you have a character problem because it was not satisfying for Paul to win that fight to me. It was not.
No.
I was not rooting for him. He's done nothing to have me root for him. And again, just closing this all off, it's just, this runtime could do so many other better characters with better writing so much more justice. And I'm not even going to shit on Timothée Chalamet. I'm not going to shit on Zendaya, because, like, listen, Zendaya really is one of those actresses and one of those, like, actors in general where, like, it's very rare that they live up to the hype, but then you see Zendaya act and you see her in different things and you're like, oh, I kind of get it now. Like,
Yeah, like she's
you know,
got a lot of range.
Yeah, and it's really impressive, like, when you see her flex that range. But you know, and I don't even want to call it a direction issue because at the end of the day, this is a movie that's based on a very, very beloved book, and you know, unfortunately, something failed in this adaptation, or something was inherently kind of lacking in the book's writing that made it so. Yeah, when you translate it to a film, it takes more runtime than most characters ever get, and yet somehow you have the least investment, or I've had the smallest amount of investment in a character that I've ever had in a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it just dropped the ball with the amount of time they spend, and just the way you feel, you know. So
Yeah, it felt like, to a degree, like they cast who they cast so that they could avoid character development. So they were like, well, people love Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya and Oscar Isaac, so we don't really need to get into why people should love these characters because they love the actors. And like, well,
right.
No,
And maybe that does.
That's not
work
how
on
I
some
watch
people.
a movie.
I don't know. Maybe that's. I guess that's why a lot of people loved it. I don't know. You know, and it's. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. There's no doubt. Like they're all three beloved actors at this point, in kind of, you know, kind of, like Oscar Isaac. I feel like in the last few years, especially, Timothy Chalamet. I don't want to say yeah. I feel like, you know, like, well, yeah, he's definitely, but like Zendaya and Oscar Isaac specifically, like they're part of like our cultural zeitgeist now. They will be. Like that's it. They're here. They're set. Unless they pull a Jeffrey Epstein, like
it's always time.
There's always time, unfortunately. But the point is, like, they should be set. You know, and like, it's just interesting to me that like somehow. It's also sad because it's like when you think of a, you know, a bad game or any kind of bad entertainment, really, like, you know, there's still so much work that goes into it and so much love. Where even if you know, it's the same thing with, like, you know, when an actor gets canceled because, again, they do something incredibly shitty, and you're like, oh well, I don't want to watch the show to support the actor. Well, you're not supporting the actor. That's when you need to separate the art from the artist. However, like when Kanye gets all crazy and stuff like that, and you know he starts making these remarks, so it's like, well, you can't say you can separate the art from the artist the same way because the art is the artist in that case. It's just him, you know. Whereas with these TV shows and these movies, they're tremendously huge productions that require so much talent that, you know, so many people's livelihoods depend on, and it doesn't really. It's one of those things where it's, in general, like, I think again it almost makes it more sad that even when everything should be perfect and all the ingredients are there, when you have a movie like Dune that it's just so well executed, but the writing isn't there, it just makes it sad, you know, because I can't say that, you know, Timothée Chalamet isn't a good actor. I have nothing to believe he's a bad one.
Yeah.
I feel, and I don't even want to say the direction was bad, because it could, I think it was more a writing thing, you know?
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, I feel bad talking shit about a movie like that, because again, there's so much money that went into it and so much effort, you know, even if it's just like all of the visual effects artists, like, they did a phenomenal job, and I don't want to take away from that, but it really does come down to, like, incredible. It just, everything altogether didn't land. To me, it didn't land the way that I was hoping it would have, and especially it's just given all the hype, and maybe it's the hype too that kind of like knocks it down a peg for me, because again, it's like, if I'm sitting here and expecting this to be this cultural phenomenon that I'm not, it's gonna blow my pants directly off my legs. When it doesn't, I'm like, it was fine, I guess. Like, yeah, it looked pretty, sure, you know, there was cool stuff, but I wasn't sold. I really wasn't sold on it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, you know, I'm not even going to say the hype, honestly, because, like, think Avengers Endgame, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, easily probably the most hyped thing I've ever experienced. And it did it.
Yeah, it deserved the hype.
Martin Scorsese might not like it,
but
fuck that was cinema. It was spectacle. It made you feel things. And yeah, you know, I think fundamentally it's problematic and not really sustainable when all of it was so dependent on years and years of world building. But at the same time, what's the difference between that and a TV show? So I think if you look at Marvel and the MCU and all that stuff, and you view it the way you view a TV show, where you're comfortable with the idea of it leaning on multiple parts, and that's why I do appreciate Dune's transparency, right? You start the first one, and it's up front. This is part one. You know,
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that transparency, but again, it's like, well, but there's still some there's a lot of intrinsically good things like we were just talking about, but at the end of the day, like, you know, like with there's so many other movies that, you know, you spend that hour and a half, 2 hours, not that hour and a half movies exist anymore, but you know, 2 hours, let's say, anywhere else, and it's very rare that you're as apathetic to these characters. And I don't know, it's just perplexing, like, the more I think about it, but I could go on and on about it, like. But yeah, so that's Twune for me, man. Like,
yeah, that's about how I felt about it as well, and I'm glad that we did feel the same way, because my sister and I don't even need to justify it. I love my sister to death, and we usually agree on a lot of things when it comes to movies and TV and stuff. But she was in love with this movie. She was obsessed with it. She could not wait for me to watch it and talk to her about it. And when I watched it, I was like, I really didn't like that movie. Like. And it's like, it makes me feel like I don't want to say in the wrong, because obviously there's no, like, wrong opinions.
Right.
But it's just like, again, when the consensus feels like it's so one-sided and it's like everyone loves this, for me to then be like, it didn't do it for me. It feels like I'm being an asshole. And it's like, I know I'm not being a dick for the sake of being a dick. It's just, it didn't sell to me what I felt like it was trying to sell.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. And my friend who watched it with me and, like, kind of this is, well, I'll say this after, but basically I said, hey, like, you know, like 2 hours after we watched it, and he went home and, you know, went about his day and stuff. I was like, hey, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think Dune 2 was really overrated.
Yeah.
And he just said, you're dead to me. And so it's really
almost like
interesting
built up
because
a cult following.
I don't even want to call it a cult following, because it's like, it's pretty mainstream, but like, and that's what makes it insane. Because if you ask people what's so great about it, like, I feel like no one can defend it really particularly well. Like I don't know, like I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. It's a perfect example. If it has all the right ingredients, it's just, like, maybe. Except for writing, character development and writing, but like, it has so many of the other really good ingredients that so many other movies would, like, be great. Yeah, they would still be more than the sum of their parts because of the ingredients, the quality of those ingredients, you know. And that's what makes it so interesting that Dune somehow, despite having all that going for it, like, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't really salvage itself in my eyes, but
Yeah.
You know. But
I feel like
I guess
spent more.
enough other people it did, because they're making another one.
They put more effort into the popcorn bucket than they did into Paul's character development.
Oh, I put a lot of things in that popcorn bucket.
I was gonna say there's a lot of things that went into that popcorn bucket.
The Dune-ussy. The worm-ussy. The wussy. Sorry.
But yeah, so after all that, I never found a pickup
have a
truck,
pickup
so
truck.
I bought one.
Yep, we found it. Just cut out the
I will
bottom
now
part.
explain to you passenger pickup.
Passenger princess? Oh no.
Ah, shit.
Oh no.
Hang on.
That is not what I thought you were going to do with that. Kind of not far off, but also just not the way I thought. Just the method.
Hey!
Alright. That guy's really playing GTA.
Hey, this guy really wants to get picked up.
I think you just need to get more speed to fold them, you know?
I do, yeah. And this guy,
Like,
he's just chasing
grazing.
too hard.
I know, like, I've never seen anyone so eager to get hit by a truck.
I know, just because I hit the prostitute. There we go!
There we go! Oh, we
Why are
almost
these
got
guys
a twofer.
wearing the same? Hey,
Do
stay
we
in
only need one? Do we only need one?
Oh, we'll be getting as many as possible. I just need to... You gotta knock them
At
out
the
a little
same
bit.
time?
Ideally, yeah. Ah, shit! Okay. Well, now I don't want you to
find
die,
his way
sir.
back in.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
don't
no,
worry, the police are already after you.
Hop on in.
You'd think you'd have at least 2 stars,
come on.
considering you're literally running people over.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
what
like,
is
well,
happening?
you basically ran
What?
All right.
That guy's strong. It's probably this person. They probably started like hacking me or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, I have to imagine that was like, I don't know if GTA's physics were that broken this whole time.
I started pressing accelerate.
accelerate.
I started just regularly pressing the trigger to drive, and I started flipping backwards. Okay. All right. So cops are gone.
Oh wow, that was a very enormous.
This is more doable in the daytime, just for visibility purposes. So I'll at least head up to where more people are. Ma'am,
What else can you tell me about the passenger pickup?
This is it. This is it's pick up as many people as possible. Pick up as many passengers in the pickup.
Are we taking them somewhere?
I mean, potentially, but
a broader objective. Or are we just...
I mean, it usually doesn't get farther than this because 80% of the time they don't want to get in. Can I
mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want to get in either if you hit me with your car.
Fair. Remote control. No.
I don't understand why they don't like me.
There we go. That's what I need.
Transform and roll out.
In fact, don't fucking hit my truck. There was just a person there. Did they just despawn? Yeah, they did.
I think they thought it was a little weird that you were right behind them with your pickup truck and you were opening the trunk.
Well,
while staring at them.
I mean, you know, is that not how you flirt?
Okay, you got me.
Right? Yeah, I mean, this is essentially it. Do you have anywhere you'd like me to take somebody?
I'm trying to think of a nice creative place. I think you should take someone on a nice little date to the beach.
Okay.
Right? Or like, what fall festivities can we think of in Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, true.
Right?
I could take him on a hike. I could take him up towards Chiliad to the woods.
Can we take him to the Ghost? Would she be there, or is that only at a certain time?
It's only at a certain
really
time, but I
maybe.
could take them there, and then we say that the ghost is the person I've created. Ma'am, would you like to be a ghost? Would you like to celebrate Halloween?
This is Halloween, everybody!
Oh, why did that closed? Ma'am, I am.
That is so impressive to get straight ran over and just run it off.
Right.
I think physics is beating you here.
Yeah,
I think
this incline is beating me more than anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the gravity knows.
Into it. Manage vehicles, vehicle preferences, doors. I mean, I could just bust them all open, right?
Oh yeah, that looks a little too risque.
I think so.
We're just like a little butt flap. That car is the embodiment of a onesie.
Come on, why are you going low? If you're getting hit by a car, why do you brace like you're gonna take it on? Like you're like football tackling it.
I know, like that. You know, like they're gonna stiff arm it for the Heisman Trophy.
Did you call me a stupid dick?
I mean, fair. I think you should give up on this one. I think you just need... I don't know. I think you just need more speed, dude.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. I was trying to shoot him, but my left bumper is sticky on this controller.
He's like, get in my car and drive it.
Yeah, right? Okay. I could... Ma'am.
This thing's built forward tough.
It's built to fucking close all the goddamn doors.
What is this, a Panic at the Disco song?
Right?
They actually have heard of closing the goddamn door.
Get in! Ah, she closed the trunk. How did I get that one guy in before? I got him in without the trunk.
Well, it was closed. It was closed, yeah.
Yeah.
But...
I figured it would make it easier if I opened it. Last time I did this, it was in...
So, do you think the game is aware, like, physically of the collision with the door open being a lower point?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it hits them lower.
Let's think through this, right? If you were a person, someone's backing into you, where would that like sit? Like, height-wise on your body, right? It'd probably be... No, I guess it makes sense. It would just kind of mow you down.
Yeah. Get in.
Because it's not like your legs bend forward, you know?
I wonder if I could probably just break off the trunk flap. And that way it just won't close on me while I'm trying to do this.
Yeah, well, how do you plan on doing that? The city area is really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty well maintained. It's no Grove Street, that's for sure. Okay, let's...
Thank God these cops are
Sir,
so
get in!
bad at their job.
Damn. Yeah, the last one I did this in, it was like a low muscle car kind of, with like a pickup truck opening in the back. This one's like a
so
thick
cool.
truck. Well, it's by far not cool. I actually hate the way it looks, but it's great for picking up friends.
Right. Well, you know what? I always thought would have been such a cool car to have. I don't know if you've ever heard of these. Like, but you know how like... Okay, you know I had a Subaru Legacy? Like,
Are you going to say the Subaru Baja?
Yeah. I really was. But they're kind of cool. Like, you can't even argue with it.
I don't know.
No.
I feel like I can't argue with it.
No, I feel like I can argue that you can't argue it because, and hold on, hear me out. Like, as a practical vehicle to just do shit with, I think they are
For practicality,
really cool.
not bad.
You know, like,
Man.
I think there's something beautiful about things that are built for function first. And it's one of those cool things where when you see something and like they take it and they specialize it for a purpose. You know, it's like why people love Jeeps and stuff. Like how many people are actually rock crawling a Wrangler, right?
Yeah.
But they put up with Chrysler garbage quality and stuff like that because it's a Jeep and it's like built Ford tough.
I know. I see those Jeep Gladiators, the pickup ones, and I just cannot stand them. I'm like, if you're getting a Jeep,
I mean, to be fair, like if I was gonna get any Jeep, and I like, the tricky thing with Jeeps too is like, I don't trust it enough to not have an issue while I'm using it for its intended purpose either. So, I really just think there's no place in this world for Jeeps. But anyways, that's why I think the Subaru Baja is actually really cool because like, I think it's a half decent kind of specialist vehicle. And I think it's always real cool when you see something that's like, you know, thoughtfully kind of specialized.
Why is it
and
so
I also think
ugly?
it'd be really good. Okay, listen. It's rugged.
It's something.
You're something. But I think it'd be really good at picking up people is what I'm getting at. Because it's like low. It's like sedan.
Not for like picking up chicks, but like for picking up people in the back, yeah.
And you know another car that Subaru made. It's so weird. They made so many versions of this Legacy, but so you know the Subaru Outback is a Legacy just lifted, and with the wagon back, right?
Yeah.
They made a Subaru Legacy Outback, but it's just a lifted sedan with like the rugged cladding on it, and it looks so cool. They made a turbo one with like a hood scoop. I always wanted one of those. I don't know what it is like. 2007 Subarus, man, like such a vibe. But I wouldn't buy one.
It's definitely an era.
I wouldn't buy one now just because like one the value on those cars, they're still priced at what I bought for one in far better condition in 2017. So 7 years ago, and that like if I rebought my car with the same condition, same mileage, it should be cheaper than what it is now, and yet somehow it would be actually more expensive. So
yeah,
it's absurd. But anyways, you need to get a Subaru Baja for this.
I'll pick one up. Man, get
Dude,
in.
no, this. Wait, is this? Are you on an incline or decline? If you go in front of her, like where she's going now, I think.
Yeah. Well. I don't know if
that's a way
happen.
to get in front of her. I was gonna. Where'd she go?
Yeah, no, she's on the ground dead. Oh, just get close.
So do they have to be alive?
No.
For our
But
purposes.
oh, there we go.
Hey!
Oh, he's out.
Oh, there we go.
Damn it.
No, not the noodle store. Keep them out of it. This is gonna be us at Star Wars Trivia on Wednesday.
What? Slamming into people in the back of the pickup
With
truck?
a pickup truck. Yeah. on the sidewalk.
Get it! Get in the car. There we go. We got one. We got one.
You know, that's not the one. Oh, no, because take it easy. Okay, yeah.
See, the thing is, though, like, yeah, you want
to knock him out.
Yeah. Oh, come on, sir.
Okay, where is...
Sir!
Oh, you almost made up for it. I'm impressed this truck is still running, to be honest, but...
That's not bad.
Quite a bit. The Carfax is going to not look great, but, you know...
Oh, I got a sign with this guy. Okay. Hopefully that's enough to have knocked him out, because when they get up... Okay, alright, yeah, when they start getting up and running away, that's when it comes to... That woman just ran into traffic.
Riddle me this, Batman. How do you know, at this point, how confident are you that they're not just dead?
Oh, no, he's dead. I mean, it's just at the very least, like, they need to be...
So when you say knockout, you mean dead. Like, this is synonymous.
Well, in this game, it is kind of just one and the same. Ma'am, you want to get in?
It's like how in the MCU, magic and science are one and the same.
Right. Oh, I got two!
Oh.
Ma'am, just stay out.
Did we get two? You still have two?
I do. Oh, what? Yes, it's like
the back of this is so impressive considering.
The back of this truck, like it doesn't knock him out the same way.
There should have been we should have been able to get that second, but I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like it's two's a party anyways. Three's a crowd, so.
It's true.
Maybe let's take what we've got.
Yeah, I'll try for one more if I see more on the way. We're going to the beach, right? That's what we decided.
Well, okay, so are we going to do something fallish?
Oh, yeah.
Autumnal? Yeah. The autumnal thing? Or are we going to do the beach? Are we going to do super base? Or starships?
Starships are meant to fly.
As people...
Oh! Son of a bitch!
Oh, no.
I don't want to pull over. Here, I'll go on the golf course. Just the sound of him slapping around in there is pretty rough.
I don't like the word slapping around.
Here, maybe I can lose the cops.
It is a slapping around sound.
If I can lose the cops...
Yeah, we all know the cops don't go near rich people on a golf course.
It's true. They're like, oh shit, he's got money.
This is their safe space.
We can't take him in.
We simply can't prosecute this man. Or woman. No connections being made to anything in real life.
It's true, they have no idea. Come on, cops, go away.
Have you ever been golfing?
I have been, actually. I've been going every once in a while with Joe. I've gone to Cliff Park, and then we went to one in Port Jervis. Which,
There's a golf course in Port Jervis?
Yeah, it's a little further, like, behind, like, the busier areas, but it's pretty nice.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a lot of wooded area and stuff. It's still in the mountains. Yeah, no, I go... So did you get, like, a set of clubs? Does your dad have a set or something?
I bought them off of Joe, because he got a different set. I was sharing with him, and then I was like, fuck it. If I'm going...
Yeah, I'm thinking of... Yeah, I mean, you buy it once, and, like, how much did you pay, if you don't mind me asking?
I bought him off him for 100, which is a steal and a half.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, so what are we doing real quick with this guy?
Okay, so fall things. Let's think. Are there pumpkin patches, perhaps?
No, but there's like...
Are there hot air balloons? I feel like that'd be really cute in folly.
No, there's blimps.
Blimps. Let's do blimps.
Blimpies. I don't know if I could get him into a blimp, honestly.
Let us do a zeppelin. Fall things. You know what? Let's treat this like real life, like we're going on a real date here. And
okay.
Let me...
is this guy here for the guy in my truck? Sir, please don't worry about it.
Let me do some research.
Here, I'll slap him around in the back for a little bit while we think.
My Google search history is going to be insane, but I'm going to search up cute date ideas in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Cute date ideas with a corpse.
Wow, Reddit. Okay, so the first thing that showed up, Reddit. What's the most romantic place to visit with my girlfriend in the GTA Online subreddit? So, I mean, there's a lot of questions I have, and I am absolutely clicking into this link.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna read this. Hello, fellow GTA players. Although I have 800 hours of gameplay, I need your assistance. For the first time ever, I hope it will be the last, me and my girlfriend are so far from each other. Currently, we are... Oh, wait. Google,
What?
get out of here. Currently, we are even in different continents. Although we are both too busy, we made a promise to play some GTA. We probably can't play on Valentine's Day, but I think we could play the game the next day. You can think it's weird, but GTA Online has a special place in our hearts. We played and grinded together for so long, that's what she said, that without each other, the game is nothing but a boring activity. Because of that, talk about codependency, because of that,
Right.
I'm trying to plan a GTA Online date or something. That's actually kind of wholesome, but also still a little cringe, if you will. Like I said, I have some plan. I will take her to the Pleasure Pier amusement park, nightclub, cinema, some arcade maybe. But I also want to take her to a romantic and scenic place. The only place I can think of is the roadside that Trevor and Wade stopped at and looked at, the downtown. The grammar there doesn't really work for me. If you have any advices, please let me know. Just know that I can't or couldn't reply you doesn't mean I don't care about it. Thank you.
Okay.
41 comments actually though. Vanilla
All right.
Unicorn. So let's do something romantic. Top of the mountains, go boating.
Unicorn.
So here, let me spit some options out for you.
Why is that guy driving over here? He's just an AI.
Vanilla Unicorn, the shoe shop. Top of the mountains, go boating. Roadside attraction at Tongva Valley on Tongva Drive. You can see a waterfall and do sea
This
sharks.
dude just ran that woman over. Why are you mad at me? Oh, they're probably mad because I have a corpse in the back. I don't know.
There's a
Oh,
lot
I
of-
almost lost him. I almost lost him.
Oh no!
These people are all starting beef.
I've come back
You
to
want
the
to get
stream.
in, bro?
Wait, do we still have your one guy at least?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Now we have two. Oh, good. Is that a caked up one?
Oh, we got
or-
3.
Oh,
okay.
no!
Lost
Well, back
2
to
of them.
one.
It's okay. It's okay. It's our original one, so I'm happy with it.
Imagine if we had 4.
I know. I want moss, but I also don't want to get greedy and then lose the other
Live
one.
Moss. Wow, that was that went from moderate success to almost incredible success to back to moderate success. That was a roller
Yeah.
coaster.
Oh, sir, stay in. Okay, all right. I think I just gotta get out of here. 'Cause I think people just are getting mad at me because I have a corpse in the back of my truck.
That's
Which I mean,
honestly,
like,
they're being not very understanding.
like, mind your fucking business.
I just, I just thought people would be a little bit more tolerating.
Right? It is 2024.
Yeah.
I can date who I want. So did you come up with anything?
So I just want to point out, people on the subreddit are talking about Los Santos like it's a real place. It's
course.
actually really flattering. Los Santos has many breathtaking locations. A few of my personal favorites are the balcony in Franklin's Stilt House, the Vinewood sign, and most importantly, the Los Santos Pier at sunset. I think we were just at the pier.
Vinewood sign.
Let's do the Vinewood sign. I feel like that'd be really cute, surrounded by
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah, that'll close it off, sir. Please, all hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Thank you.
What kind of asshole is he just not wearing his seatbelt? Why does he have to be a liability?
I know that's why the cops are on me. Get in the truck. Thank you. I don't know exactly where it is off like hand, but I mean generally speaking, I know the direction to go.
That's okay. It'll make it a romantic road trip getaway adventure
Yeah.
for you to dump a body romantically. Are we stopped for a particular reason, Mr. Uber driver? Okay, what are we... Nick, I think we're getting really ambitious here.
Getting greedy.
We're getting greedy. Did you just get her? No.
Yeah.
So, do we want to... Oh my god. Oh my...
Oh, get it! Oh, I keep crashing sideways.
Every
Okay, all right.
time! Okay.
Three's not bad. Three's a good collection, and the main guy is still
we just
in
need
there.
to keep him in there.
All right, and now I'm happy with 3. I just felt
You
like
know-
1 wasn't enough.
I gotta say, he's been a really good partner in crime.
He's been nice. He's been so supportive of this open relationship, you know.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just
Unlike,
this is what we expect in 2024.
unlike the damn police. Leave me alone.
It is
Psycho?
stressing me
For
out.
what? What are you calling me a psycho for? What have I done that makes me a psycho, ma'am?
I feel
Name
like
one thing.
with the way you're driving, we're absolutely gonna lose a person. I'm not gonna
I
lie
know.
to you. I have to
I'm
be
a little
honest.
stressed about it.
Also, maybe if your exhaust wasn't so goddamn loud, the police wouldn't be able to hear it a mile away.
Yeah, it's a real fart rocket.
I don't know if I've heard the term fart rocket before.
Oh, dude, I say that for every car that has like a stupid, annoying, loud exhaust. Like
I'm gonna create.
like racers and shit.
So let me ask you. So when I have my Hyundai Elantra N, the blue one, right?
Yeah, I
What did you
wouldn't
think
say
of the
that's like a.
exhaust on that one?
I wouldn't say that was like a fart rocket though. Like it wasn't like a modded like
Well,
fart.
what did you
sound.
think of the sound? Just.
It's pretty
honestly.
good. It's all right. I don't know where the fucking sign is.
Fair
It's
enough.
up here somewhere, maybe.
The Civic is much quieter, but it's still just
Yeah?
loud enough for you to feel like you got something that's not a normal Civic, which is nice.
Okay.
But it doesn't do all like the things where the flap opens and closes so it could get louder or quieter. So I think
Yeah.
it's probably for the best. It sounds like what it does. But a lot of people put these fart exhausts on Civic SI specifically. It's like
They
the
sure
weirdest
do.
thing.
Yeah, I was wondering if that cop was gonna have a problem with me
Jesus.
pulling up next to him at the red light with 3 corpses in the back of my truck.
They're not corpses. They're sleeping.
It's
Set
true.
the story
sir,
straight.
sir, I know they don't have seatbelts on, okay? But in some states it is legal to have people in the pickup.
Is it?
Probably not, but he's gonna have to go back and double check his records to make sure, and that might slow him down.
Yeah,
Sir!
can't, oh, wow. He is. I love the concern he doesn't have for the passengers. Just really.
Well, I guess he's just assuming they're dead given the blood splatter.
Co- you
No!
motherfucker. Sorry,
Okay,
pardon my
it's fine.
French, but
it's
what
fine.
an
It's
asshole.
fine. All right.
He-
Well,
does he
they were
have any
slowing us
idea
down.
how hard it is to get 3 bodies in a pickup truck at the same time?
He doesn't even care how long it took me to get the truck. Sir, you're gonna shoot the man.
Honestly, it is quite impressive how long this other guy stayed in there, though.
It's because
You guys
he's
have
alive
something
and he wants
special.
to be here. Yeah.
You guys have something special. All right. That is aggressive bus driving.
Facts. Okay, so this is not the sign, but I gotta be in the right
This very
area.
quickly turned into like a straight up rally cross like circuit
Yeah.
in a really cool way.
Okay, alright. Cop. Slow. Oh!
Wepa.
Oh,
Wait.
He's
Oh.
still in.
Okay, something's kind of wrong with this guy. I think he's a little too clingy to be
Oh,
honest.
no! Oh, I lost him.
All right.
I
Let's
can't
just
drive
stick with
past
our
them because they'll
one.
come back.
Or unless
Yeah.
we're gonna go for another. Oh,
No, I'm fine with the one. It's what?
That was quick.
He saw his knees. Sir, could you please like duck your head down so that they don't see you? Because this is illegal.
For the record, there were no crosswalks, so it shouldn't have been in the street or even near it.
Yeah.
There's no sidewalks.
Oh,
Wow, they were really quick to open fire.
I see the sign.
I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
Weapons out. That's unnecessary. Don't you think, officer?
Just whips out a rocket launcher.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Wow, good move though. Good looking out.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I guess this is probably better, right? At some point, you're gonna have to cut right, and I don't know if you're gonna
Yeah.
want to go up this steep hill. Okay.
That's
Oh,
a hard stick.
they got the choppers.
Yeah, that's what I got for shooting at them. That probably wasn't my best idea.
Oh my god.
I think I'm gonna have to go up the hill.
See, it's gonna be so steep. But I don't know. I mean, he's what the hell, man? Okay.
That cop mounted me. They wanted to make sure and see for themselves if he was still in there. Okay, no,
It's
this
not
road should lead me
unusual
where I'm going.
for the male car to mount the female. During mating season, the male will display red and white and blue colors. Just really red and blue, I don't know where the white came from. To attract the female car.
No!
How did
That's
he
it.
fall out? The stuff he... Oh my god. Okay. The stuff
I'll go
we
in
have
his
to point
memory.
out. I don't like the way you said that last part.
I'm gonna have to go on without him. We had something.
Play Memories by Adam Levine.
Oh, come on.
That song was so...
Oh, I forgot that's a sticky
Wow,
bomb.
you
That's,
just-
that's not a
Okay.
pistol.
Okay. Whoopsie. Sorry, guys. I only meant to shoot you.
I know.
They'll
Oh, did they get my
understand.
tire? That sounds like they got my tire.
Well, she's steering, so... Oh,
Oh, that's definitely the tire.
That was definitely a tire.
All right, well, we made it, so.
I can't call it very relaxing or scenic, but again, happy autumn.
Yeah, right? Very, very happy autumn.
This
I just-
car
I miss-
is
I- I
such
miss
a
my
unit.
friend.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Again,
Oh, God.
just
Oh,
another
God.
Monday morning commute.
Perfect.
All right. Wow, look how smooth you just picked up. Oh,
Where the fucking cop come from? Ugh.
honestly, I do think rolling down the hill has probably been a really efficient way of getting down there, and you seem to be again still kicking.
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, that guy definitely wouldn't have lasted if I rolled like that with him in there, though. Oh, that was quite the stump. Alright, well, I guess... Alright, I was going to say I'll lose the cops and then that'll be it. But yeah, I think that's good for now.
Wait. Get a nice thumbnail looking.
I know, I
Let's
gotta...
get a view with you. No, in front of your car. You know, like yeah, in front of the car. Like like you're posing for a cute photo. Like an 80s
Perfect.
Polaroid photo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good
also
stuff.
jazz hands.
Of course.
80s Polaroid photo vibes.
Um,
Perfect for fall.
I do have to get rid of the evidence, though.
Nothing
so,
like fall in California.
Right?
Is this California? Yeah, this is California.
Yeah, it's California. Oh, I guess that was all the gas I had.
California. Oh wow, that was not that much.
No, hello?
Okay. Was something supposed to happen?
Really?
Okay. Very anticlimactic.
Hang on, no, that might be gas.
I think the only gas happening here is you gaslighting me into believing that there's any gas actually poured on that truck.
Yeah, no, that's not great. Can I just... please?
Do we have
Thank
a
you.
bomb? Okay.
Alright.
Happy fall.
Happy fall! Woo!
Spooky season.
Oh yeah, well thank you for joining me. That was a good
yeah,
time.
it's been a
Talking
pleasure.
about Twune.
Twune. So are we
And,
decided on it being Twune or Tune?
I'd say Twune. Twone's not bad. It rolls off the tongue nice.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Twune. Twune it is.
But yeah, if you like that, leave a like. If you want to leave a comment for something to say, please down in the comments below. Tell us how you felt about Dune, because I'm sure you'll have plenty to say because everyone loves it and we didn't.
Like, honestly, yeah, because I feel like gaslit into believing this was like the movie of the century. So please, 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 as Sabrina Carpenter would say,
Oh, God,
like,
don't
comment,
bring
and
her- don't bring
subscribe.
her into
But
this.
specifically comment about Dune. And ideally, if you agree with us, definitely comment. If you don't agree with us, probably don't comment.
No,
or
comment
We love
because I want the
transparency.
engagement. Yeah, I want the engagement regardless. I just,
Help the algo.
We'll disagree.
Help us. Help
exactly,
you.
exactly. Yeah.
Help us help you by helping us, and specifically Nick, get content to you.
Yeah, and then subscribe if you want to see me do more horrible things in Grand Theft Auto.
Honestly, you know what? Let's reverse psychology them. Don't subscribe. We don't even want you here.
Well, no, I don't want to go that. There it is. There's the GTA Online we know, baby. Getting griefed.
Oh yeah.
There it is, right
Wow.
at the end. Had to get room
Street
for it
racing,
in there
you just
somewhere.
walked right into street racing. And now you blend in as an NPC.
Yeah,
like
look at
an
this
anonymous
dude in the
gravel
purple
truck
car. Look how
driver.
cool he is. Look, he's gonna come kill me. Oh my God!
Is
Wow.
he though? I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah.
How about you just kind of look at it?
Oh no, he's actually.
You see?
Right. No, I
Maybe
won't
give
start
people the
shit.
benefit of the
Oh,
doubt.
dude, good jump. Nice.
Oh.
Good job.
All right. Wow. That I think that was a way we needed to end this.
I think so.
But yeah,
All
tell
right.
us if you like Dune because I really need to know if
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Oops. Put music on. That's great. That's great for the algorithm.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
copyright.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, I haven't seen you at the Epsilon training. You okay? Listen, I gotta run, okay? Call me.